Let's say you are an international master. What would be the peak of your career? Would it be to become a grandmaster or would it be to play Magnus Carlsen? I think myself being an international master, I think it's the latter. Playing against Magnus Carlsen would be absolutely amazing. And here at the first round of World Blitz Team Championship, Magnus is waiting for his opponent Peng Hongchi, who is an IM. He's playing for the team Inst Adept. And look at this, he comes late and yet Magnus does not start the clock. Now he does. E4, E5. Knight comes out to C3. Knight C6. Of course, Peng Hongchi is a bit worried. He comes late to the game. Maybe he's a bit hustled there. But Magnus is playing a calm opening. And Peng Hongchi has a very simple plan. Copy what Magnus is doing. Okay, he castles here. And Magnus goes h4, already showcasing his intentions to play h5. h5 played by black. And Magnus puts his bishop on this square, trying to force Hongchi to go f6. Take your time here, calm yourself down. Magnus comes to this event after a very not so good performance at the World Rapid Championships where he lost 4 games in a row. Knight to d5. He's pinned this knight and he's threatening to give a check. I think f6 just makes a lot of sense now. Peng Hongchi is thinking, well, I think f6 makes sense. You feel like your position is a bit weakened here, but you can play king here and then maybe later on think about what to do with this knight. But he takes on d5 and Magnus is happy with this. Knight to d4. In this way, what he's done is actually after take, pawn takes, he's given Magnus this beautiful move g4 and Magnus plays it even without thinking for a second. You see how this structure is going to be broken. If you take here, queen takes and h5 is coming. Peng Hongchi is now thinking what to do. He goes rook e8 and Magnus sees that there is a discovered check coming, but he simply takes. He's like, where will your knight jump? If you play knight takes d5, I simply play king f1 and now your queen is hanging and the pawn is hanging. So this is impossible. Very good thinking there by Magnus. Peng Hongchi down to 1 minute 50 seconds. Magnus already feeling confident here. What do you do? Is the question. Queen d7. Maybe then you must play king f1. I think because if you go 8 g6, maybe knight takes g6 possible. Yeah, queen d7 is the most likely move to come out of this pin. But this is the pressure of facing Magnus. Peng Hongchi has to make his move. He's down to 1 minute 10 seconds. He goes bishop f6, a very unusual move. Bishop takes f6. He wants to do knight d5 check and win this. But Magnus instantly responds. He doesn't even flinch. He's looking at the adjoining board. Takes, pawn takes. And now the king is under fire. Knight jumps to f5. Queen to g4. Defending the pawn, keeping the attack flowing. Queen e7. He wants to come in here. But bishop e4 closes down the e file as well. Now threatening takes, queen f5 with 2 extra pawns. Queen to e5. Maybe trying to trade off something here. If let's say takes and you reach this endgame, it's also lost but maybe playable. Queen h3. He wants to take here and get in. Queen h8. And rook e7 almost instantly played by Peng Hongchi. Okay, take here makes sense, but Magnus goes king g2. He connects his rooks. Maybe he can bring this rook to e1 to put pressure on the queen. And rook e8. The rooks are doubled. And can we bring our rook as well to e1? You can see Magnus calmly thinking now. This is the moment when you start calculating. I take, you take, there's no check on h8 because the queen is controlling. So he goes rook h2. He's trying to triple down the h5 and then take and go for a check. And he sees that this is a very solid setup that he has in the center. For Peng Hongchi, it's a very tough position. He goes knight g7, but now takes. Queen takes g5 with a check. King drops back to h1. And look at this. A mate is threatened here. Be very careful. The time is running out. You have only 10 seconds. Oh my god. The pressure of facing Magnus. Check on h7. King f7. Rook comes to g1, now attacking the queen and the pawn on g6. He goes rook e5, giving up the queen. But Magnus goes even more brutal. He takes on g6, king f6. And now take on g5. Rook takes g5 and he chops off the rook. That's too much. Peng Hongchi resigns and Magnus scores the win in the first round. We have some games from this World Rapid Blitz Team Championship preliminaries of Magnus still left to be published. Please do let us know in the comments if you would like to see more games of Magnus facing opponents who are not up to his level, of a super GM or a world-class player, but they are interesting games that we can learn from. Do let me know. This is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye-bye.
Freedom begins with a choice. In 2008, we made ours. Freedom knows no borders. Step by step, we became part of the global financial system. In 2019, we went public on NASDAQ. In 2024, we built a digital ecosystem. Fintech, lifestyle, telecom, everything comes together in one unified digital space. Today, Freedom is a system that shapes markets. $2 billion in annual revenue, $9.3 billion market capitalization, 11 million customers, 11,300 plus employees, 230 offices worldwide. Freedom begins with a choice, and every day we make it again. Freedom Holding Corp. One ecosystem, many possibilities.